Hi, this is Tom, the middle-aged musician, and today's episode and possibly the next couple of episodes are all about reset. I have been working on the new website in addition to life, new job, new family situations, and everything's just gotten in the way. And so I've needed a reset in order to get back into what it is that I really enjoy doing, and really even looking at why I was doing this in the first place. So I started out doing this podcast because I wanted to capture some information from my life and be able to have that as a historical document or historical recording for my son and pass that along to him one day, just in case he might want to possibly listen to it and maybe even glean some information from it. Although he is somewhat musical, but it's not his passion. He's a drummer, but it's not something that he does every day. However, he is my son, and you never know what little nuggets that you might leave behind might mean to family members when I'm gone. The other reason that I was doing this, and this actually has grown more than the historical side, was sharing the knowledge from my, almost 40 years now of being a part-time and an occasional full-time musician. I spent approximately 2 years, no, longer than that, approximately 3.5, 4 years working full-time in the music industry. And some of that was not all playing. Some of it was the radio business, doing some production work, etc., but all music related. And when I read other accounts and see other accounts of other musicians, I'm obviously interested because I'm a musician, but I also see similarities and differences. So I hope to, over the next few episodes, because I don't think that this will be an episode, a thing that I can do all in one shot. And also, I'm pretty committed to trying to keep my episodes at or below 17 minutes, which is the TED Talk principle. I think for me personally, that's what I look for in a podcast. And even if I break it up in multiple episodes, I'm happy to do that as opposed to having an hour long. I get that some of these other episodes, other podcasts are really long ones, and that's okay. But this is just not my style personally. I like to bounce between them. So why did I start doing this? As I said, historical, but also for sharing. And what I have learned in sharing my past experiences and information is that there are a lot of people that are actually interested in this. And so I'm building out now last probably 6, 7, 8, 9 months now, I've been building out more of the brand for the social media, for the website, and any other strategy that needs to be happening, but also building some idea gathering documents on what else needs to be captured on this. And then again, revisiting the reset. What's wrong with resetting? So as an aside, I also I'm a fairly avid exercise person. I bike, like a bicycle. I cycle, have so many miles per week, not a ton, but I just enough to make sure that I'm out there, 20, 30 miles a week. I bike to the gym. I try to work out at least 4 days a week, sometimes more, depending on my day work schedule and also my music schedule, because I am working now as a part-time worship leader, which also entails me playing acoustic, playing bass occasionally, depending on what band members I have available, volunteer band members, building all of the worship sets from a music standpoint. That is at least three a week. Most weeks, sometimes only 2, but most weeks it's 3 a week. And playing to the larger crowds are in the 400 range, 400 persons. The smaller crowds, and those would be the Wednesday evening crowd, Sunday PM crowd, This church actually has 3 services a week, 3 separate, non-identical services per week. The smaller crowds are typically 50 to 100 on that. But I build out all the music. I schedule all of the additional singers. I try to schedule all of the musicians as much as possible. I do have a part-time assistant who is paid by the church, which is great, and she is phenomenal, and she's also a very talented and gifted musician in addition to that. So kind of going back to the original part of this, why a reset? Well, occasionally things happen, right? Occasionally you have an issue where family scenarios, and I won't go into all of that now, but maybe over the coming episodes, I'll kind of smather in a few things that we've been able to do or we've been doing. I don't know if you've been able to from a positive standpoint, but some of it has been positive, and often out of tragedy and or setbacks, good things can occur. But I will integrate those, but just the time that it took from there. And for me personally, when I do these podcasts, although I'm not doing something that's really, top line slick like a Joe Rogan or a Mel Robbins level podcast where, it's highly produced and everything. And I enjoy those, obviously, because I listen to them, Tucker Carlson and some others. But what I do when I produce these is I want to make sure that there is content that's relevant. I also produce a newsletter and a blog. By the way, if you'd like to receive the newsletter, happy to do that as well. Just email me at middleagedmusician@gmail.com. That's middleaged musician@gmail.com, and I will put you on that list. Hopefully at the middleagedmusician.com website, which is middle age without the D, because someone bought the middle-aged musician. But if you go to middleagedmusician.com, I hope to add a newsletter link there, just haven't gotten that far along. Mostly what I'm doing at this point is I'm adding all of the YouTube videos that are coupled with the podcast, and most of those are just audio. I'll put some pictures. As you will very quickly tell, I'm also a water enthusiast. I have a couple of boats, love sailing. I'm a scuba diver. Have a couple of power boats, one of which is a 1971 Boston Whaler 13-footer that is identical to the one that Jimmy Buffett used in his Come Monday video. There's a scene where he's in the harbor. I think it might be Bites Harbor there in Key West. But I'm the second owner of that one. The original owner gifted it to me, so I've been restoring it. But you'll see a lot of videos of me on the water, either freshwater, the rivers, or hiking in the mountains or out on the ocean. And I do that, some of which just to the historical side, having those saved. But also I think, me personally, I enjoy seeing visuals of other people's travels and those things. Eventually, there will be video of me, possibly even with other artists. That is the long-range goal, is to make this an artist community with sponsorships and also products that can be reviewed, such as I just purchased Band in a Box, and then I have a new pedal that is a vocalizer in addition to a looping pedal, and some things like that when other YouTubers or other podcasters do them, I'm interested to see what they think, what type of result they're getting. But all in all, remembering that I am one person and I have a family, a full-time job, a part-time job, which is the music gig, and I'm very thankful for all that I have. And building in time to do the podcast more regularly, I'm just going to have to make it a priority and really focus on that. So to sum up this particular portion of this podcast, thanks to those who have listened, for those of you who have subscribed and shared, for those of you who have actually reached out. It's really cool. The new Facebook page is up as well. You'll find that at Middle Age Musician on Facebook if you search it. The website, as I mentioned earlier, middleagemusician.com. That's MIDDLEAGE musician.com. Also on X social media and MeWe social media, and looking at other potential social media platforms, but I don't want to get overboard on those at this point in time. I want to see where the activity is. And by the way, the MeWe, which is MEWE, I really like it. It's an alternative to Facebook. Seems like it's I don't know, just seems it's different. It's not as fluid to me as Facebook in some respects, but that's probably just because I'm not as familiar with the platform itself. Last thing, I guess I should say, some other episodes, future episodes will also include podcasts regarding musicians' health, including exercise, supplements, foods, maybe some other things that I've found to be helpful to me as well. Even self-care, mental support, self-support, books, etc. Anything that I think if I were sitting around talking to other musicians, I would be interested in hearing. But if you have some ideas that you would like for me to do some research on, chat about, happy to take that as well. Thanks so much. I hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day, and looking forward to getting back active again and really building this back up. And my thanks to the guy who does the Audacity podcast, or the Audacity podcast. His podcast rolled up on my Spotify account, and so I gave it a listen, and he really inspired me to get back in the saddle on this as well. I'd been thinking about it, but maybe I just needed somebody to kick me in the tush a little bit. Thanks again. Be safe, play well, and not only stay tuned, but be in tune as well.